Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. It's 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on this chilly autumn morning here in New England, in Connecticut on the East Coast. All right. I don't often claim that I was right. Look, I was right. I never feel comfortable doing that. I'm a person who feels awkward getting compliments or saying I was right. Probably from years of being a junkie. I am more comfortable with being criticized, honestly. It fires me up more. It gets me more inspired. Crazy, but all right. Anyway, yesterday, when I saw Donald Trump leaving Walter Reed in the limo, I gotta laugh. Driving out to see his cult, his screaming cult out around Walter Reed. As I looked at his face, he's trying to look underneath the window, and he's waving. What did I see? I saw a junkie, all excited, the adrenaline all pumping to get his hit, his adoration. That's what I saw. I told you guys, I didn't think it would be long, that it wouldn't be in more than a day or two, that Trump could not go without being in front of his cult and his blind, mindless zombie followers. And sure enough, let's talk about this ride. I'm sure I could hear the cult of Trump already. He's such a patriot. He wanted to get America invigorated, and he risked his health to go out there and inspire us. Yeah. What I saw, like I said, was a junkie. It was what I looked like when my purchase came back to the car and I was getting ready to unwrap it. I didn't wave to my dealer or anything like that, but that's what I saw. He needed a hit. The Prez needed a hit. I'm telling you. All right, what about the Secret Service guys? Now, what I'm reading is everybody that was exposed to him in that car is now going to have to go under a 14-day quarantine. Again, it's all about him. I honestly don't believe that it had anything to do with America, with his followers. I believe it was him jonesing for a hit. That's what it was. It reminded me so much of me doing anything I had to do. I'd be deathly sick, in bed, throwing up, laying on the floor, and I would scrape myself up off the floor, find a way to get into a car, and go get what I needed. And that's what I saw yesterday. Trump trying to get his hit of adulation. All right. Well, hey, one thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I'm glad, okay, I really try to check stories. I do not put stories on here unless I'm sure they're true. And I've made mistakes. I have, occasionally, and I'm the first one to admit it. I'm glad I double checked this. I was going to talk about these $100 commemorative coins supposedly being sold by the White House gift shop, saying Trump beat COVID, some kind of thing like that. And that is not true. These coins are not being sold by this is a falsehood. There is coins being sold by a company somewhat related to the White House. It's a benevolence. It's a company that was to benefit uniformed Secret Service agents, I believe, created in 1946. It's this company that was supposed to benefit them. They're the ones selling these coins, and the coins don't say anything about Trump. It said the world battles COVID, and supposedly the money from these coins goes to to benefit the uniformed Secret Service, I believe. There was some misinformation yesterday about these $100 Trump beat COVID coins being sold, and supposedly the money was going directly to Trump to profit. And the only reason I come on here and even bring this up is because it's a believable story. His MO is that fits perfectly with his MO. And it's a believable story, but I'm glad I did a lot of fact checking this morning, and it is not true. I believe it's on factcheck.org. The true story. You know what? I'll put a link down below for that. There is a coin being sold, but it's not what the rumor that's going around. That one's wrong. All right, what I really want to talk about is Chris Christie putting himself in the hospital out of an abundance precaution. These overweight, slovenly, golf-playing, morbidly obese, golf-playing Republican politicians. I gotta be honest. They're not the Democrats too. All right, and their access to healthcare, their access to all these drugs, these cocktails, these wonderful cocktails that'll save their lives. Let's go back to like May and April. I started thinking about this, and I started scrolling back and searching on my Facebook page. I got about 400 or 500 friends, and there was about 7 or 8 of my friends that had COVID-19 and could not even get a test to find out. It took like a month to get a test. The hospital turned them away. They said, you got to have a test first before you come here, but we can't give you a test. There was a post by one of my friends saying that he could not be admitted to the hospital unless he was basically dying and needed a respirator. And at that point, they didn't know if they'd have one for him. And I went back and read these posts, and these people suffered at home for months in fear, not knowing if they had it. Then once they had it, they could not, their insurance companies didn't want to know them. There's no way they could get covered for anything. The hospitals wouldn't touch them and turned them away. And then look at this, Chris Christie, out of an abundance of caution, he put himself in the hospital. Let me ask you guys this. Can you put yourself in the hospital? Can I put myself in the hospital? Anyone? No. None of us could do that. What we have now is this special tier of wealthy, special, I don't even know what to call them. I'm so angry about this. Chris Christie talking about putting himself in the hospital. You know, it reminds me too of, remember that picture when he shut down the New Jersey beaches, and then a helicopter flew over? I think it was on a Memorial Day or was it Labor Day? I'm not sure. And there was a lone, big, overweight beach whale of Chris Christie sitting on the beach all by himself after he had shut down the beach for the whole rest of the state. Boy, he's got a history of treating himself like a king, I guess. I just want to say, this excessive treatment that these politicians get, it's like they're kids. We've moved from what we were supposed to be back in the 1700s when this country was first founded to what we hated back then. We're almost turned into a monarchy now with Trump and his kids and them being treated like royalty. Yeah, once I read that over and I looked back at the people I know that had COVID-19, and then how Chris Christie talked about putting himself in the hospital, and Trump with these cocktails of drugs and this treatment that they get. That, I think it speaks towards Medicare for all. We should all have universal health care treatment, so we don't just sit at home and die alone the next time something like this comes up. All right, I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a great Monday.